Hi guys, welcome back, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Rhianne Palmer. I'm a 16-year-old singer and songwriter from the UK. I release my original songs here on YouTube, as well as on all streaming platforms and all stores. I have 2 songs out right now, everywhere. One called In Another Life and one called Echo, so please check them out if you can. Also here on YouTube as well. And then I have SoundCloud, which has my singles on there as well. And then I also post like demos of unreleased songs or songs that may come out in the future, possibly. Yeah. So today I'm doing how I write my songs in 10 steps. But like, it's kind of 10 steps, but kind of not, if that makes sense. And this is my first ever like purely all speaking video, and I'm very awkward in front of a camera, like talking to a camera, so excuse my awkwardness. This is one thing with Vlogmas. Oh, and this is Vlogmas day 4. Yeah, one thing about Vlogmas is I'm trying to like build up my confidence speaking in front of a camera, so yeah, so hopefully this helps. So let's get on to the first step of 10 steps on how to write my songs. So I don't really know how I'm doing this video. I'm just, because I've got like the tips or the steps on how I write my songs written down in my notes on my laptop, so then I don't forget anything, like any steps, and miss anything out. But I don't know how I'm like gonna fully do this video. I think I'm just gonna read out the tips and kind of like explain a little bit on how I do it. But like I said, I'm very awkward in front of like speaking in front of a camera, so bear with me, and hopefully during this video I will get more confident on speaking to camera. So let's get on to step 1. So step 1 of how I write my songs is figure out like the topic and what I want to write about. So the majority of my songs at the moment are about like growing up with an absent dad and like living with an absent dad, and then a few of them have been about a best friend breakup, which I don't really write about much anymore, as I'm over it, so it's fine. But I have been like I've never gone through like a romantic breakup in my life, so I don't really know what that's like, but I have kind of been picking up some like things from friends and just kind of using my imagination, and I'm starting to write like some teenage romantic breakup songs, purely by imagination and just like things I've heard from like friends and stuff, which I have got one in the works at the moment. I don't know if to tell you the title or not. I'm gonna tell you the title. So it's called Panic Now, and it's in the works at the minute, and that's like about a romantic breakup, kind of like a toxic breakup in a way. Yeah, I wrote it like inspired by Siren Sounds by Tim McCurry. So yeah, step 1, the topic. So like I said, you can write about breakups, friendship breakups, something happy, but the main things I write about at the moment are like friendship breakups, living with an absent father, growing up with one, and like imagination, like breakups and stuff. But then I also like to turn like my songs about like friendship breakups and like living with an absent dad into like a romantic breakup song. I've been like learning how to do that at the minute, and I've got some songs that I really like that's come from them. So you can kind of just like use your imagination with the topic really, and just you can pretty much write a song about anything. So if you have like one set topic in your head, then that's the starting point of writing a song. Well, how I write my song anyway. So step 2 is like figuring out the chords or a beat that you want to have on your song. The majority of the time I write my songs by using a beat that I found on YouTube, just as I'm not, like, I know how to play piano, but like not good. I literally know 4 chords, don't even know the names of the chords. I just kind of self-taught by messing around, and that's all I know. That's like all the songs, like all the chords that I've used on the songs here on YouTube as well. So the majority of the time I use a beat that I found on YouTube, and a channel that I really like to find beats on is called Matthew May. I'll put the name in the bio of this video as well, and he has really good beats, and I use his beats in the majority of my songs when I'm first writing them. But then sometimes I even just write a song like a cappella with like no beat or chords or anything behind it when I'm writing it, and just kind of write my songs as a poem. So you can use like a beat, you can write your songs as a poem and like not have a beat or chords or anything, or you can use an instrument and figure out chords. I feel like this is like one of the longest parts of me making a song, because I need to like scroll through, try to find a beat that I like, and a beat that will fit with like the topic that I want to write about, or like what will go great with my voice, if it makes sense. I have like experimented with different types of beats and stuff, and a good thing with beats is that like you can type up on YouTube like the genre of music you want and then type beat, something like that. So yeah, so that's step 2. And then step 3 is figuring out the melody that you want for your song. I genuinely think this is the hardest part for me, because most of the time I just like think of the exact same melody, and it takes me so long to think of a different melody for each song. And yeah, but how I figure out melodies is by humming over the beat or the chords that I'm playing, or just humming until I figure out something. And also like speaking / singing nonsense, like random words, random sounds, random anything really, until you figure out a melody that you like and you're happy with. So yeah, that one's quite simple to explain, to be honest. And then step 4 is start writing lyrics, and I think speaking nonsense whilst coming up with your melody is really great, because whilst you're like singing nonsense, you're also kind of like coming up with words, and sometimes you don't, but most of the time I do come up with random words whilst figuring out a melody, and they stick with me to start writing the song. Because obviously you figured out your topic, the chords, beat or whatever, the melody. So when you're starting writing lyrics and you've used the tactic of speaking nonsense whilst figuring out your melody, you've kind of come up with some words that you could use in your song, if it makes sense. So yeah, starting writing lyrics is step 4, and honestly I think that's like the best part and the most fun whilst writing a song, because yeah, you can kind of just let out things that you've been feeling, or just kind of just lay everything onto the table. Or even if you don't relate to what the song is, kind of in a way you've had these things like in your mind, or anything that you need to let out, even if you don't really relate to it, if that makes sense. I don't have a clue if that makes sense, to be honest. So yeah, step 4, start writing lyrics. So step 5 is always record yourself whilst coming up with like lyrics and melodies and stuff on your camera on your phone or laptop or on voice memos, because like if you got a melody or lyrics or words that you like, whilst figuring out lyrics or melody or something, that you can always like listen back or watch back. And if you forgot them, because I forget my things in seconds, like coming up with a melody or something and I'm like speaking nonsense, and then I just randomly say a word or line or something that I like, forget it instantly. So recording myself on voice memos or on my camera or something, that really helps me, because then I have like the things that I like on the video or voice memo, and then I can just watch it back while I was writing it, and then have that there, and then so you don't forget anything. And also it's nice to like look back on like a few months, few weeks, few years or something, and just figure out how you like watch how you made the song. So yeah. And then step 6 is figure out exactly what you want to write about, like the feelings in the song, the topics, the moods, even like items that you can focus on, like a bed, a window, a door, a ceiling, the sky, whatever. And just the story that you want to tell altogether, if that makes sense. Yeah. And then step 7 is make sure you're honest with your lyrics, even if you don't relate to the song. Like what I mean by that is, if you think of a lyric that you like, but if you overthink it and think, oh, this person will comment on it or not like it, but if you like it, then keep it in there. Like half of the time when I write a song, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go to school the next day or something after I've posted this, and people are gonna say something. In reality, why should you care when this is what you want to do? In a few years you probably won't even see them or speak to them, and you're just living your dream. And then also like being honest, like if you don't relate to the song, just let everything out, because in a way you relate to the song, even if it's not like the right story or topic or something. There's a reason why you've written this song, if that makes sense. I don't even know, I'm speaking nonsense right now. And then step 8 is finish writing your lyrics and then come up with a title. Sometimes I come up with the title first and then make the song based on the title, but that's only if I have ideas. Half of the time I do not have title ideas, and the title comes last, like after the lyrics, the beat, the melody, and everything, and the story. Yeah, there's nothing really to say about that one other than finish writing your lyrics and then come up with the title of the song. Yeah. And then the next step, step 9, is sing the full song over your beat or chords, and like practice singing the song, because like if, to be honest, I'm saying this and then half of the time on YouTube when I'm posting my videos, I've like literally just written the song and then I've not practiced the song, and then it sounds quite bad, but then I just want to get it out there, if it makes sense. And sometimes I'm rushing, sometimes I do it like really late at night. Like right now it's 10:47 p.m. on a school night and I'm doing this video, and also it needs to be posted tonight. And then sometimes I film it in the morning, I write the song in the morning and also film it in the morning before school or something, and I've not had enough time to practice it. But if you've got time, then before you post the song anywhere, then sing it over and over until you've kind of got the hang of it, and like you've memorized it and you like know how to sing it, know the melody, know the chords, know the lyrics. so then it actually sounds like a full put together song. And yeah. And then step 10, the final step of this, how I write my songs, is record on voice memos or the camera while singing the song. So then you have the full song on your voice memos or your camera that you can listen back to or watch. And then your song's done and it's all written. So yeah, that's how I write my songs. So I really apologise for how this video has turned out. I'm really awkward speaking on camera. This is the first time I've ever done like a full speaking video, not singing at all, on YouTube, and it's quite awkward. But hopefully I'll get used to it. Hopefully I'll get better. I hope. So bad. But yeah, if you like this video and if you like me like talking like on the full video, please let me know and I will do more of this. And then obviously, as I'm posting every single day in December, give me video ideas for Vlogmas. Yeah, and I'll see you tomorrow for the next video for Vlogmas Day 5. But this was Vlogmas Day 4 and I hope you like it. Please make sure to like, comment and subscribe, and turn on your post notifications so you get notified every time I post so you don't miss a video. And go into the bio of this video and check out all my social medias and my Spotify, Apple Music, SoundCloud for my music. Love you all. Goodbye.